catching us live. Yep. We're back. We're live.
What's up, boys and girls? Jonathan Mercado.
Ben Rudnick.
Another exciting episode of Your Favorites on Facebook Wednesday.
We calling it Diamond in the Rough Wednesday.
Wonder
Again,
why.
You know, we're good at this kind of thing. Little teasers here and there. Sometimes you can figure it out. Sometimes you can't. We'll see if the viewers can figure out our name of the week this week.
Our insanity in here today.
Yeah.
So, guys, thank you for joining us. I know it's, we do this every Wednesday. We try to make it a little exciting for you guys to make sure you guys are entertained and also get knowledge out of our lives so that way, you know, you're just not getting, hey, this is an amp, and this is an amp, and this is an amp, and this is a speaker, and this is a... No,
Don't give away all of our...
But we try to entertain you guys and give you information that, you know, not a lot of you guys know. And if you guys have any questions, hit something at the comment field below so that way, you know, we can answer it when we get back to our desk and stuff. So, first thing I want to talk about today is we're going to do a teaser for you.
We've been doing lots of teasers. Yeah, we got three teasers today.
I think we do a lot of...
We did one 2 weeks ago, two last week. We got three this week. You know what that means for next week? It's at least 4 teasers.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, just want to say shout out to all the people that take advantage of all the promotions that we're doing to give you guys, you know, you buy something, you enter to win something, and then you win it. And the winner always, you know, goes home happy. So thank you for everybody that supports those. But I'm going to give you a teaser right now. It doesn't activate until February 1st, until February 30th.
29th.
30th.
Double leap year?
Triple leap year. But 29th. So February 1st is February 29th. We're going to call this Love at First Beat Contest. Now, you're asking, what is this? Exactly what is this? Well, it's actually a Sony competition. Not going to give the full details until our next live. Let's just say for every piece that you buy of a specific line on their lineup, you get one entry. Now, you ask, what do you win? So Sony has been kind enough to, I'll bring it over too.
He's going to go. Yeah, and while Jonathan's doing that, so again, very, very similar to what we've been doing. So a lot of you guys know how the contests are going to work now. You're really just supporting the brands that you're already supporting. But it's a great time to look at the stock room if it's if you do need to load in on something, and what we're about to have the promos on is going to be worth it for you, and you do that. Just by supporting your favorite lines, we're going to give you an opportunity to get a Blaupunk e-bike. So Sony is seeing the success that we've had running promos similar to this in the past. They said, hey, we want to get in on that. Blaupunk was great enough to partner up as well, so thank you to Sony and Blaupunk. But just again, for supporting your favorite brands and by buying in on stuff that you guys were probably already going to be buying, you're going to be able to enter in and get different or get more opportunities to win that e-bike. But again, this is a time where don't just do your regular sales. Look at your stock room, stock up. We will be getting into real audio season. I mean, real audio season kind of never stopped.
No.
We're going to be getting into real audio season coming up too, so you're going to want to make sure you're primed and ready. You prime the pump, you're ready to go for audio season. And that's what Sony's really good at, is audio stuff. So it's going to be audio related on this one, but more to come.
So guys, shout outs to the 2 winners of the previous Blaupunk bikes. We've gotten feedback that the bikes are awesome. Shout outs to the 2 vendors that have actually, you know, done this. Shout out now to Sony, you know, for wanting to get on board with this whole Blaupunk giveaway. You know, guys, like Ben said, the future is not going away. E-bikes, electronic vehicles, etc. They're not going away. So what you know, with the opportunity you have with these e-bikes, it gives you an opportunity to put it on your sales floor and actually put a price tag on it and sell them. Think outside the box. I've heard it over and over again that right now it's kind of a slow season for a lot of dealers. Guys, if you're not thinking outside the box, you're not doing yourself a service. What's this? You know, we used to have our previous regime used to say, you know, if you're not thinking outside the box, you're stagnant or something like that, he would say. I don't remember exactly what the words were. But pretty much if you're doing the same thing over and over and over, and you're getting the same exact results or no results, it's time to change that. So, we do these types of giveaways just to kind of have you guys try a different type of selling technique. Also, this season, usually it's starter season here in New England. It's been a mixed bag. A lot of, you're doing remote starters, and a lot of guys are still doing car audio. So with this little teaser that we're doing, shout out to Sony. Thank you very much for doing this for us, for this competition. It gives you an opportunity. You're still doing car audio. Well, when we release the details out on our next Facebook Live, make sure you tune in. You'll see how easy it is actually to get entries into this e-bike. And these are not cheap e-bikes. These are $1,600 retail e-bikes that one of you is going to have a chance to win. So thank you very much, Sony, for joining in on this contest. You guys are MVPs, and hopefully we'll get to do more of these types of styles of competition to give back to the dealers.
Yeah, and I do want to say one other thing with the e-bike. So obviously it's an emerging category with Go Fast. Again, we always talk about diversification. It's a great opportunity. Again, hey, you win the Sony contest, you get a bike. A lot of you might say, oh, I'm going to take that thing home. I'm going to put it in the garage, let the kids play around with it. Real smart thing to do would be take that thing, put it on your sales floor, and start to turn these things over. Obviously, you're going to make some money when you sell them. That's what we do. A lot of the stuff that we sell you guys, you turn into cash. You guys are really good at that. But one huge thing that we still have going for us is that there are rebates to your customers on these e-bikes. So it makes the sales very, very, very easy right now and very profitable for you. You don't have to worry about getting beat up on price points. You can offer out a full boat, but your customers will go ahead and get rebated from the state for buying and supporting electronic vehicles. So again,
makes it very appealing.
Yeah, a lot of times we think about a Tesla, or we think about, just the cars getting rebates or solar panels, but the government is trying to back all sorts of different green energy type vehicles, and e-bikes are included in that. So your customers get huge incentive rebates to buy those bikes off of you. You put that thing out on your sales showroom floor and you show them how they could save money, man, I think we're going to start to see these things turn over. Great opportunity to get it now. Again, still winter out. You could ride the e-bike today. If you wanted to ride the e-bike to work, you probably could today in the middle of...
I almost did.
At the end of January. I mean, you don't get to say that very, very much. You probably could. But it may not be something that's going to move very, very fast right now. But I'll tell you, as soon as that weather clears up, you're going to want to be knowledgeable on this stuff. You're going to want to have it on your showroom floor. You're going to want to be able to speak educated to these e-bikes so you can turn them over, and knowing about those kind of promotions, knowing about rebates, things like that is going to make that so much easier. So again, we really want to thank Sony for this one, but again, getting into the e-bikes, it's going to be a thing that is going to be huge this year. We're going to see a lot more velocity going. Don't be left behind. Yeah,
guys, the future's not going to change. We've already seen the writing on the wall. Electronic vehicles are going to be taking over. Obviously e-bikes are going to be, you're going to see them more and more. There are a lot of brands out there which I've seen, cheap knockoff brands that break, brands that only get like 10 miles till empty. We carry literally two of the top brands in the industry, and it's not us rating it. It's not our boys rating it, our friends rating it. No, this is actually from a top tier website that a lot of you guys know, Forbes. The Forbes.com rated these two e-bikes, the Blaupunk e-bikes, with mountain, and then we have the mountain bike, the young style mountain bikes, have rated those two the best e-bikes in the industry, hands down. There's no second. All the other ones are just copycats. Yeah, they're at a cheaper price point, but just remember that saying: you get what you pay.
Yeah, quality. I mean, again, we've talked about them specifically in the past, but the build quality on these things is not like what you see online. You're not competing with the cheap stuff. You're talking about bringing in some of the higher tier brands that are out on the market, like Jonathan said. So huge opportunity. Sony's helping you get into that category. Make sure you support Sony for putting that out there.
Shout out once again to Sony. Thank you very much for joining in on this raffle giveaway contest that we got going on. Hopefully we'll be able to announce on February 30th the nice new shiny e-bike that they won.
Is there even a February? Never mind. We're just going to move on from that.
Guys, also we want to announce that we're doing a grand opening in our new Hicksville location in warehouse, Hicksville, New York, on April coming up in April. We're gonna have, dealers are gonna be allowed to come in and join us. We're gonna have trainings, demonstration, giveaways, and much, much more. So it's a great opportunity to see our mix in person down there. If you're from the New York area, and if you guys don't know where Hicksville is on the island. It's probably about 15, 20 minutes away from the city, I want to say. But it's, we're going to have a bunch of dealers, trainings. It's a great time for you to really see the Go Fast family down there. I know I'll be down there, and some other guys will be down there, maybe even Ben. But we want to make sure that you guys get a feel of what Go Fast is about. We're not just a distributor. We're not just trying to sell you a crimp caps, butt connectors, T-taps.
Hey, we've got that stuff too. But
That's why I mentioned it. But, we are a pretty large outfit where we have multiple things going on. We have car audio, we've got e-bikes, we've got racing oils, racing helmets, fire suits. We have little trees. You guys get tired of hearing about little trees, but believe it or not, the guys at the shops that understand how to sell it or even bring it in for an additional revenue, it's easy money. No comebacks, no nothing. Detailing products, tire dressing. Guys, you guys talk about it being slow. This is the opportunity and the time for you to think of, outside the box sales. For you to think of, how to bring in extra cha-ching into that cash register while, you're at a slowdown period. Think outside the box. If you need help for any reason to think outside the box, give one of the sales reps a call. Give me a call personally. I'll tell you what works at a lot of shops. Give us a call. Ben's on the phone. We'll be able to help you out.
yeah, and again, we do a lot of pickup business. Again, most of we cover a large territory, so a lot of you guys, you could always come down, but it might be a little far. So we do a lot of shipping business. We do a ton of pickup business here at the Middletown warehouse. We want to make sure that our New York supporters and our Northern Jersey family knows that they have a pickup facility as well. So it's a great opportunity just to head down to get the logistics, to see how far it is from your shop, get the layout down. But while you're down there, again, we're going to give you training, we're going to feed you, we're going to make sure you got all that kind of good stuff, demos of products. But biggest thing I'm going to say is to make sure you walk the warehouse. And it doesn't have to be just at the grand opening. If you're a pickup guy, you're in the area, schedule an appointment with one of the New York guys. Go down, walk the warehouse. I can say personally here, we get a lot of people that will come in that are pickup guys, or maybe right outside, but they want to come and see the warehouse, see what they have access to. And every single time, without a doubt, you're gonna find something that you didn't know we carry, or it's part of a line that you said, oh, there's no way they would have that accessory, and it's back there on the shelf. So you're always going to find something that is going to bring value to your business, is going to be something that you can sell to your customers, you can make some more money with. So for the guys that are down towards the New York area, in that metro area, please take advantage of that. I think it'd be a tremendous opportunity, and just to come down and hang out with us as well. So more info on the exact date on that too.
Yeah, and I'm going to add one more thing. For all you New York guys, I know there's a lot of Spanish-speaking customers. Guess what Go Fast has down there? Literally, hablamos español allá abajo. So tenemos dos sales reps que habla español allá abajo. So si no puede entendernos, por favor, pide por español y te ayudamos.
Oh man, and I'm going to skip the next thing we had in here because I'm going to go right into the kicker training, because you don't want to know what the kicker training has as well? A Spanish-speaking training going on. So we're going to just carry on the momentum of supporting our Spanish-speaking dealer base. Kicker's going to be doing that with EDA University training. Why don't you tell them about the dates here?
So mark it on your calendar, guys. It's going to be Wednesday, February 7th. We're going to have two trainings. It's going to be in English, 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. This is Eastern Standard Time. Is it? Yeah, or is it?
Nope.
Mountain Standard.
Nope, you got it.
Eastern Standard Time.
Don't doubt yourself, buddy.
No,
You
the
got it.
reason I say is because in our flyer we did have two times, and one was for Central and one was for Eastern. That's why. So I want to make sure I'm saying the right things. So yeah, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, guys, and 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for English. Now on February 8th, which is a Thursday, 11 a.m. it's going to be in English, Eastern Standard Time, but at 8 p.m. we'll have it in Espanol. So there's a lot of customers we've noticed in our territory and even our EDA group territory. You know, there's a lot of Spanish-speaking customers that really don't speak English. So we want to give them an opportunity to learn about products. The last two trainings we've had, it's been very actually successful, very well taken. You know, a lot of guys are joining in because they just don't understand English. So they'll speak Spanish. You can ask questions in Spanish. You can talk to the vendors and the trainer in Spanish. They'll be more than happy to answer you. And it gives you an opportunity to ask questions that you normally will not ask because obviously the language barrier that there is, esto te va a ayudar. So guys, make sure you mark your calendar February 7th and February 8th. February 7th, 10 a.m., 3 p.m. February 8th, 11 a.m., 8 p.m. for Spanish. Go Fast this year is going to be going to Knowledge Fest in Atlantic City.
K-Fest going fast this year.
So we are going to have a booth down in that area. We will be there with a huge 20 by 50 booth, largest booth footprint of the show, joined by some of our valued vendor partners that we deal with here at Go Fast. Many of the favorite vendors will have their own booths at Knowledge Fest, which a lot of you guys know that. So mark your calendars. It's going to be June 7th and through June 9th. Guys, Knowledge Fest Atlantic City is new to this year, so we wanted to be a part of it. Obviously, Knowledge Fest is a big growing event, which it supports our dealers and obviously gives an opportunity for our dealers to talk to, you know, to the manufacturers and also to the rest of the guys that join Knowledge Fest. And it being Atlantic City, that's going to be pretty good. I'm excited.
Yeah, there's going to be some good times going on down there. And as you guys know, if you've been to Knowledge Fest before, a lot of our vendor partners are there. So it's a great opportunity to see a lot of the brands that you have access to here at GoFast. But we said, you know what, there's a couple of our vendors that don't make it to K-Fest, that don't have a booth there. So we said, you know what, let's partner up. And that's why we've got one of the biggest booths, one of the biggest footprints that's there is going to be a GoFast booth. And we're going to have some of our vendor partners that you maybe wouldn't have seen at K-Fest otherwise. So for the people that were already planning on going, make sure you put on the calendar to go visit all of our vendor partners, all the GoFast supporters, but definitely stop by that GoFast booth as well.
And like they say, remember, Knowledge Fest also has a bunch of trainings, guys. Knowledge is power. I keep telling that to the guys that ask me about what's a T-harness for this car or what's a dash kit and harness for this car. Guys, you have to educate yourself how to look those things up. You really have to educate yourself to make yourself seem, you know, like you know what you're doing in front of your customers. If you're picking up the phone in front of your customer and calling whoever you're calling to find out about what a dash kit is for a 92 Honda Civic or what, or even don't know the basics about GM vehicles of does it have Bose, non-Bose, is it have OnStar, which OnStar really doesn't matter these days, but it's just Bose and non-Bose. Those are, and then you go to do the install. You bought the wrong harness. You bought the non-Bose harness, and the vehicle comes in and it's Bose. Now you put yourself in a very bad pickle. So guys, I repeat myself, and I say this kind of over and over again from every stream. Knowledge is power. Please make sure that you educate yourself when you have these trainings. You go to these trainings because there's a difference between the guys that go to trainings and the guys that don't. The guys that go to trainings, guess what? They're very successful. They understand the business. They understand what needs to happen to keep their business running. The guys that don't, well, they're literally going day by day, figuring out if they're still going to be open next day. Guys, there's a reason why the guys that have all the education, the knowledge, etc. in their toolbox are the guys that are successful. Please make sure that you're part of that success.
Yeah, we'd love to see huge support from our dealer base. Make it to K-Fest. So again, make sure you put it on. We got plenty of time. Again, it was June 7th through the 9th. So we're talking months out at this point. But start getting that on the schedule book now. Flip those pages. I know it's far out there, but get it on there. Start planning on who you can send. Again, some of you guys might be going from a little bit farther away. We have territory up in Maine. Obviously, we have customers nationwide, but our main territory is New England, so it's a little bit. It could be a little bit of a ride. a divide and conquer strategy. Maybe you're going to send down a specific installers or specific sales guys to get specifically trained. Maybe you as a shop owner want to go down and check it out and see all the new stuff that's out there. But hotels and things like that fill up fast. You know,
It's Atlantic City.
yeah, you get booking reservation. Go ahead, get that stuff taken care of now, because it's going to be an awesome time. And I don't even know if I'm supposed to say exactly anything around this right now, but GoFast is going to be sponsoring some other stuff too. There's going to be some really fun stuff that's going to go on that is going to be sponsored by GoFast, and we want to make sure we invite all of our dealer base to go ahead and attend. So see what you could do. We got time to plan at this point in time. We'd love to see you guys show up.
So just like Go Fast, and I kind of toot our horn, but we think outside the box. We try to bring something different to you guys and the dealer base to really join in and get educated and learn about products and, giveaways, etc. We think outside the box. That's the same exact thing you guys have to do as retailers. You kind of have to think outside the box because different times right now, very, very different times. You have to make sure that you are ahead of the competition. Stop worrying about Joe down the road, Paco's car stereo that's next state over. Worry about your stores, because your stores is what's going to make a difference. If you're worrying about the competition, you might as well put a for sale sign in front of your store, because your competition is going to eat your lunch. You do need to know what your competition is doing and keep your finger on the pulse. But at the same time, if you're worrying about them doing $30 head unit installs or $50 tint jobs, then you need to tell a story on why they should buy from you instead of them. Why they are using inferior window film versus you are using better quality stuff that's going to last the life of the car. Guys, I preach this day in and day out. I really do. And there's a reason why I preach this day in and out, because that's what's going to make you different. It's not, I can be as cheap as possible. If you live your life off of price, guess who's going to be out of business? It ain't going to be me, because I'm not worrying about a single penny. It's going to be the person who worries about price. Worry about yourselves. Worry about making yourselves better, and also educating yourself about what's coming up in the near future. So with that said, we still have the promos of Sirius XM, buy 5, get 1 free.
Yeah.
Congratulations to one of the guys that won that e-bike for buy 5, get 1 free. It was something that Paul Truman from Sirius XM and Sirius XM, did their part to try to get bring some excitement to the competition. Well, don't forget, it's still going on right now. Buy 5, get 1 free. There might be something in the near future. I don't know. We don't know. But there might be something, because they've already done it once. But now we have the Sony competition, so make sure you join in when that becomes active. And with that also being said, we're going to talk about our brand of the week. So brand of the week this week, if you haven't noticed, that's why we said Diamond in the Rough, is Diamond Audio. So one thing I do want to talk about, segueing from Sirius XM, is their new Harley radio. So there's been a lot of questions that you guys have asked us. It's going to be released in a few weeks, so we'll know more details to come. But what we do know, because there are other Harley radios out in the market, this is nothing like that. It's, it may look the same, but just remember, Toyota and Lexus, certain models look the same. GM, Chevy, certain models look the same, etc. There's a reason why. It's because it's more of an OE look, you know what I mean, to the consumer that wants to change out the radio on their 14 and up Harleys. And this is what makes it feel OE, and that's what they did to make it feel OE. So they're coming out with a Harley radio, the MSHD 14, okay? It's a factory fit, plug and play, 2014 and up Harley Davidson Road Glide, Street Glide. It has built-in wireless CarPlay Android Auto.
Wait a second. Wireless.
Doesn't do that with the
Wireless
competition.
CarPlay Android Auto. You mean I could keep my phone in my pocket while I'm riding? I don't have to plug my phone in and have it on a dump?
Nope.
I like that.
So it also has built-in Maestro, iDataLink Maestro features. And a lot of you that know iDataLink Maestro, they know that you'll get your temperature gauges, your RPMs, etc., all on the dash. So instead of relying on the odometers that you're going to have up top, you can actually set it, because the way I have my vehicle set is I've got RPM, I've got boost, I've got air to fuel, because I'm a geek at cars at heart. So I can tell you when something is out of whack just by looking at my air to fuel ratio. It's going to have a whole bunch of features that you can add to that radio onto the display.
Yeah, and that Maestro thing I think is huge. The one thing I will say on Maestro, we won't go too far in it. Hey, check out last week. Either go on YouTube or go back in your Facebook feed. Last week we did a whole bunch of information on iDataLink Maestro and all the benefits. Everything that we talked about in there, all the challenges that we put out, all the cool stuff, all the technology in this radio. Built in. You don't got to buy it. Built in.
Correct. So it's got also advanced onboard DSP with 13-band graphic EQ. Also, which I can tell you the competition does not have that. 6-volt pre-outs for adding amplifiers. You're talking about 6-volt pre-outs per channel. Guys, that's a lot of voltage to go into amplifiers.
That's 50% more than a lot of the competition out there. That's a huge, huge, huge upgrade. And again, most of you guys are going to be putting this radio, because I'm not going to tease this one. It's not a cheap radio. It's an expensive radio. But Harley guys really love to go out. They love to show how bad their bike is versus the competition. So they're going to want to add on a lot of the other Diamond stuff that we have out here. Man, that extra voltage on that pre-out is going to make that audio system scream.
So, just like Ben said, Harley guys are like the Ferrari guys of the world, Porsche guys, Lamborghini guys, the Jeep guys. They love to accessorize and love to spend the money on their Harley. Dude, you're thinking about a bicycle, 2 wheels, motor, and they spend probably upwards of $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 customizing those bikes.
Yeah, I see my house driving around on 2 wheels in a lot of cases, money-wise at least.
Yeah, pretty much. And what better brand than to come out with that type of radio for you guys? Should be out in a few weeks. More details to follow. But they also do some very unique things that I personally have not only used on side-by-sides, slingshots, Harleys, I've also used these on vehicles. Take a look at this little thing. What would you think that is? Oh, that's an amplifier. No, that's not an amplifier. That is a DSP. Literally, 6-channel, 6 input, 6 output, DSP amplifier. Sorry, I'm facing it my way. Look at the size of that thing. Watertight. This will fit pretty much anywhere in Harleys. All right, so
you might get somebody that doesn't want to replace the radio, but still wants to put out and show that they've got the baddest system out there. Boom.
Well, you're gonna need a DSP for 2014 and up.
Yeah, so boom, you got it.
So that Diamond's made that very simple. They also have came out with lid kits for saddlebags. Obviously, that doesn't have speakers in it. They have 6x9 horn speakers. All right, which pretty much can box with the competition. They make 6.5 horn speakers, 5 1/4 horn speakers. They now make the waterproof membrane that you can put on top of these to make them completely water resistant in the top face, because obviously you see this nice little cone. This will become a nice water collector. Well, Diamond thought outside the box and actually came out with a membrane to put over these speakers. It is an additional purchase because not every Harley gets ridden in the rain or gets caught in the rain. But it is something that we do have in stock. Obviously these things are super, super loud.
I also want to point out, again, Jonathan said all the other sizes. That doesn't have to just be a Harley or Motorsports speaker as well. No, if you're willing to do a little bit of customizing, because that isn't a small speaker, we get a lot of guys that throw those inside regular vehicles as well. And man, talk about we talk a lot about pro audio and things like that. We got a lot of guys that just want to have their ears bleed inside the car, and man, that can do it. Again, great sound quality at high volumes, but man, if you really want to get something that is just loud, you can put those in the car too.
So guys, like Ben said, I was one of the guys. I own an F-150. Everybody that owns an F-150, just like the Jeep guys, will tell you the back speakers are absolutely horrendous. Garbage. You can't hear them. They crackle. They sound like total garbage. I ended up putting some Diamond 6.5s in my rear, MP654, same style, but just 6.5, in my rear doors. And I can tell you, night and day difference. You know, these speakers, you can set them up to scream. You really can. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you. Or you can set them up to be subtle. Just remember, it's all on how you change the frequencies on the DSP. I do own a DSP. I do have a DSP. If you're still using EQs and crossovers and not understanding DSP, shame on you, because you're back in 1990s.
Oh man, don't even get them started.
Dude, I get the phone call every day. You got that DSP? You got that EQ crossover? No, bro, DSPs.
Yeah, I do. It's right there. We changed it. It's 3 letters now.
Exactly. So make sure, hi DP, make sure that you guys are up to par. You're gonna learn about this stuff in all the trainings, you know. So make sure you always learn about the latest and greatest technology that's available to you guys.
Yeah, and I'll say before we get into that, because what we did with we brought the amp line out today to kind of show the different options. A lot of the amps are going to have speakers that go along with it, but again, we're running a little low on space here. But one other cool thing that Diamond offers out, vehicle-specific speaker sets as well. So again, we get a lot of people that call in. You get the BMWs that have the 3-way systems in it. They end up getting blown out. Really not a great option out there for a replacement until Diamond came around. But there's going to be stuff with Tesla out there. There's going to be BMW under seat subs, Mercedes options. Make sure you check out Diamond Audio's website to see exactly what they do offer out.
So, guys, you know, we kid around, but you know, that's what we do here at Go Fast. We have a good time. It's not always about putting our heads down and selling. It's really, we like to have an entertainment around here. So, like Ben was saying, look at the size of these speakers, guys. Very shallow, very beautiful. All right, these are specifically for BMWs. Already made to take the speaker off mount. Has the factory connectors right at the end of the speaker. Can you go wrong with that? So they, like Ben said, BMWs, Mercedes, Teslas, they have vehicle-specific solutions for all you audio head file.
Yeah, DiamondAudio.com, you can check out there, or as always, GoFST.com.
So getting back to Harleys. So guys, very popular, these amplifiers in Harleys. Not only can you use them in Harleys, obviously on top of the radio, you put them in, or you can fit them in with the new Batwing style. You fit them on the side corners, they fit perfectly in there. I myself have sold hundreds of these to car audio guys using them in car audio, you know, in car audio applications.
You just posted a picture of the old Blueberry.
I did.
Yeah, go check out Facebook. You see a system that Jonathan had in there with some
micro 8s, micro 4s, I'm sorry. And these things are tiny, but very, very powerful, guys. I'm talking about you're putting out almost 125 watts RMS per channel. You know, you're talking about a subwoofer output of well over 600 watts RMS at 1 ohm, guys. You know, these will fit great in trucks. This is what I got in my personal F-150. They fit great underneath the back seat that flips down. I've mounted it right on the boards, on a beauty board, and they fit great. But Harleys side by side, slingshots, think of those. These fit in, you know, not your practical locations. These will, for small, tight location needs, this will be perfect.
And I picked that amp in particular because that is their 8-channel. So again, this is the biggest, physically biggest amp they have in this lineup.
8 channels.
If you were going with a 4-channel, you're going with a monoblock, it's going to be even smaller than this. So this is an 8-channel amp that puts out a ton of power. That's why we selected that baby today.
Yeah, 8 channels at that footprint size. They also make, and I dare any one of you guys to stick this amplifier in a bucket of water and literally play it. Well, just have it hooked up and play it.
Yeah, the Harley guys that we were talking about before, that like to ride in the rain.
Or the slingshot guys, or even the UTV guys that go mudding. Completely sealed guys.
Jet ski guys, snowmobile guys, it does not matter.
No. So guys, Diamond has came out with their completely waterproof amplifiers. They make it from 2 channels, 4 channels, and monos. So make sure you check them out. Now, for all you guys with boats.
Yeah, we'll say that you like the idea. You're like, hey, I like waterproof. I'm going to be on a boat. I need waterproof. But I also want to have a trillion speakers. I want to be the guy that you can hear me 3 towns over when I get out on the lake. We got a series for you there too.
This is the HXM series. So they make 4 channels, monos, 6 channels, and they're this tiny of a footprint. Guys, have you noticed the trend that they got going on? Small footprints, big power, and it's really meant to really exceed the competition completely. Look, completely metal chassis. Like, I'm tapping the side. Usually these are plastic. This is metal, 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 metal. So you've got the great, you got the awesome waterproof.
The board on there is going to
No,
have
but it has a special conformal coating to make it sea and salt spray, resistant. And this unit is made for that, guys. So make sure that if you have a side-by-side slingshot, car, truck, boat, I could go on and on. Take a look at Diamond's line. They have a great line of not entry level, but more of a higher level amplifier.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think really the Diamond name gets embraced the most by the motorsports and the power sports community. I think that's where most guys are going. Again, I think some of the biggest bike builds that we've seen that have been through our Go Fast extended family has been with Diamond Audio. But they do a ton of stuff for every vehicle as well. Now they do have, I'm gonna go air quotes on this one, entry level stuff. You're gonna have a DMD line that's gonna be there more affordable, but entry level is not really a term that you can use with Diamond. They're gonna be quality across the board. We usually talk good, better, best. They kind of start at better. They go good, or they go better, best, and wow.
Yeah.
That can be how I would say that. So they're going to have stuff for you as well.
The HX series amplifiers, the Hex series amplifiers. Wow.
You're going for your everyday consumer, somebody that's coming in that just wants to do a little bit of a factory upgrade, or maybe somebody that's working on a budget. The DMD line is going to be perfect for you. Still gives you some higher output options. So again, no small fry stuff here. This is still going to always be factory upgrades. We're not going sideways for factory replacements. Still an upgrade. You get a guy that comes in and says, you know what? That's more for, we put the DMD stuff in my son's car. Dad's got to have something a little bit nicer. Or my buddy got the DMD stuff in there. Or my last car had DMD. I got a new job. I'm upgrading. I want to go a little bit higher. The DES line is going to be the one for you. That's going to have some of my favorite speakers in there. I really love the DES.
The sound.
Line. Great sound quality. Again, on the speakers, we got the amps out here.
The same as this. DES series has carbon fiber cone surrounds, so it's a very beautiful looking speaker.
Yeah, and very good bang for the buck. So again, you still can command a little bit more for them. And I'm going to go sidebar. Also, these are protected lines. There's some very good margin in these.
No internet.
No internet to worry about. But again, you're going up, you get a little bit of a step up where you're still keeping a middle to high tier price point, but it could fit most of the people that would walk in your door.
But hold on, there's more on the DES line. So DES line has something called the continuous current circuitry. Some of you guys may be like, I don't know what that is. It just looks good. It looks pretty. So reality is this is the DES 1000.1. Listen to what I'm going to say. At 4 ohms, this amp is rated at 750 watts RMS. 2 ohms, this amp is rated at 1,000 watts RMS. At 1 ohm, this amp is rated at 1,000 watts RMS. So there was, a particular brand that used to do that back in the day that was very well known for the circuitry. This amplifier is adding that circuitry onto this board. So it doesn't matter whether you want 2 ohm or 1 ohm, it's going to put out the same output. So now if you have 2 ohm speakers at your shop or 4 ohm speakers at your shop, you're doing 2 of them. You could get a 2 ohm load or a 1 ohm load or a 4 ohm load if you want to go down. But think about that. It's going to put out the same power at 2 ohm that it does at 1 ohm. And Diamond has put that technology in their DES lineup. So guys, if you're looking for something that you're not too sure of what speakers to mix and match, DES is the perfect solution.
Flexibility. I mean, a lot of guys now will take in, customers will bring maybe an old system, maybe something that they bought Not everybody does that. Some guys will only install the stuff that they bring in. But if somebody's to bring in, having, to Jonathan's point, having this thing on the shelf, it doesn't matter what ohm load their speakers are. If you need about 1,000 watts, you're going to get it. Even at 4 ohms, that's still a huge amount of power to put out in comparison to 2-in-1. So huge. It's a great point with the DES line. But now you get the guy that comes in that says, you know what? I had the DMD. I had the DES. Well, I'm big time in it now. I just won the Powerball. I just got promoted. Or I just want to treat myself.
Or they want a theme in their car and they want to look like money, 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 money.
And again, this is and Diamond does offer some very boutique stuff as well. You can get some special ordered 6.5s that will command a very, very pretty penny. But for somebody that comes in that says, you know what, I want to blow the doors off. I want to really impress somebody. I want to put my best foot forward with this system. I've been an audio lover my entire life. That's when you bring them right over to the Hex series or the HX series. This is going to be your big power stuff. Again, still relatively small chassis. You can see the boxes out here aren't huge, and there's a lot of.
And this is a 5-channel.
Yeah, there's a lot of padding in there, but again, it's going to have monoblock options, 4-channel options, and then if you just want 5-channel option to cover all your bases. But this is the line also where you're going to see the big, heavy power subwoofers. So when you got, again, somebody that comes in and they just say, I want the best, and you say, well, what budget are you working with today, Mr. Customer or Miss Customer? And they say, here's a blank check, and I want the best. That's when you start to come over and say, let me show you some of the Hex or the Hex Pro series from Diamond, some of the best quality stuff that we carry.
And the guys, like I was saying, I was saying, you know, I was pointing this out as the copper. So these amplifiers, like I said, they're beautiful looking amplifiers. They have the copper finish with the black surround. And if you're doing some type of theme in back of a trunk, or if you're trying to make it look impressive, like Ben said, money, 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 you know, having copper and black in the trunk of a, let's say, an Escalade, or even if a McLaren, a Ferrari, you know, Testarossa, whatever the case is, you know, it makes you feel and look like you spent a ton of money. I mean, a ton of money. It's copper chassis. To me, copper means you're loaded. If you've got something in your car that has copper finish, I'm going to tell you right now, you got money. But reality is that, yes, they're beautiful amplifiers. Yes, they're more expensive than DES, DMD, but they're not really, far reach for the consumers that, you know, that want to spend that money, want that beautified thing in their trunks. They want to do a beauty board to make their system, because people love to brag, guys. And if you're not bragging about your system, you're not bragging about those $6,000, $10,000 wheels you got on your car, shame on you. But this amplifier, these little amplifiers, the Micro 8 series, are meant to be that wow factor. And as Ben said, you know, these amplifiers put out a lot. I mean, a lot of power. So, guys, just want to say kudos to Diamond for doing such a stellar lineup. You guys are definitely. I wish we had room to bring their subwoofers by. They make a Hex series woofer that's beautiful, carbon fiber.
I don't even know if I can lift it up.
It's even their DMDs are not something to laugh about. Those little subs are powerful, and they're just powerful, and they give a lot of bass. So, if you're looking for a lineup to bring into your shops that is protected, literally protected online, will be protected at your stores. You know what I mean? It's something that you want to look at. Definitely look at Diamond Audio.
Yeah, again, they've been a supporter for us for many shows. Remember we did the parlay shots at the Basketball Hall of Fame. That was a Diamond sponsored event. So Diamond has been rolling with Go Fast since day one. A huge supporter. I'm gonna say it again, like we say every week: support those that support you. Obviously, that's why we're very passionate about Diamond Audio, and all of us, at least at this desk, and I know some of the other sales guys as well, are Diamond Audio product owners. You know, we've all. Unfortunately, a lot of us have too many vehicles, so
I don't know.
I guess you can never have too many vehicles. That's what I tell Becca at least. But again, we like to try a little bit of everything out. So you'll hear us say, well, we've got this in one car, and we do. You know, we like to try a lot of this stuff out. We don't want to pitch this stuff to you guys just because it got pitched to us. We want to try this stuff out. We want to have that knowledge and that understanding, so that when we're pitching this stuff out to you, we can speak intelligently to it. And again, same thing for you guys. Get that stuff in your boards. Get that stuff in your demo vehicles. Try this stuff out. Work with your salesperson. If you've got a car that you want to outfit and you want to go ahead and demo that at your shop, let us know. Let us help you maybe put something together for a promo. But try this stuff out. You guys will be believers as well once you get that stuff installed.
And it's like what I've said and preached, and so has Ben at all these previous shows. Like we said, knowledge is power, guys. And you won't be educated with a lineup if you really don't try it yourself. I can tell you everything. I can read a catalog too. I can tell you everything about an amplifier like this and be like, yeah, well, this is class D and it uses MOSFETs. Anybody can read a catalog. I can read a catalog. Ben can read a catalog. We are living proof when it comes down to these product lines, especially, like a Diamond. You got other brands out there that all of us have tried, tested, really taken it to its limit. I know I have taken all my audio systems to the limit. As you guys can see,
Past the limits.
Yeah, past the limits.
We'll find the limits for you.
Yeah, well, don't worry, we will. It's like the little blue Ford Focus that a lot of you guys that are viewing this live right now have seen, have felt, have really sat in it and really heard the quality of Diamond audio. You sat in it, you're like, wow, this thing is impressive. And that's how a lot of you guys started using the Diamond brand. Why was that set up the way it was? It was set up to give you guys a touch and feel of what this brand is all about. It's not just, like I said, I'm not just reading off of a catalog. I've built cars. I've used this product.
And
Ben has used it.
Demoed them at our shows. Again, perfect example of the power of a demo vehicle. And Jonathan just said it. How many of you guys out there that do support Diamond already would have never even been aware of Diamond if you hadn't come to our show, if you hadn't listened to Jonathan's car? And again, it's now, 6, 7, 12 cars back in your lineup?
Pretty much.
He keeps swapping these cars out like it's underwear. But again, that was one of the best sounding cars that was at the show as well. So again, a great example of why you guys should be demoing these things at your shop. Don't just... not everybody has a soundboard anymore, but don't just rely on speaking or showing boxes or anything. Let us help you get some demos set up. Let us help you outfit a demo car.
Or give you an idea of a demo.
And a guarantee, just like what happened with Go Fast and the Diamond brand, thanks to Jonathan, you guys will see.
Well, don't forget that it didn't just start off with my car. It literally started.
You saw us coming around with the cooler.
Yeah, with the cooler. Like, some of you guys never understood the
Thinking
HXM.
outside the box.
Yeah, HXM speakers. The minute I plopped it on your tables, and Ben plopped it on your tables, Scott plopped it on your tables, you asked, what is that?
Yep.
And why does it sound so good? What does it have? And I opened it up.
No excuses on why you can't have a demo.
Dude, literally, it was a $20 cooler from Walmart. It was one of the micro amplifiers to the HXM speakers. A cheap Metra, not cheap, should I say, but inexpensive Metra Shuriken battery, and literally a Bluetooth module. And that's it. That's all we did. And some of you guys were so impressed with the quality. I even went as far as going to a pretty busy store, throwing that cooler on the table. And before the owner even got to talk to me or even wonder, why I was there, because I just randomly pop up. You had customers going, damn, that sounds good. What is that? And, then I'm pitching it to the customer. They're like, well, how can I buy it? I remember specifically one guy was willing to hand me money right then and there for the cooler. And it was something so simple, so cheap to build, where it impressed the customers at the end of the day so much. You know what I mean? The days of, to me, I go into stores and if I see one store and they all look the same, kind of to me doesn't impress me anymore. You got to have some type of live demo, I keep mentioning his name. I'm going to mention it on this episode again. Shout out to Mike Hungerford for building that insane Sony ES truck. There's a reason why he sells a ton of the product, because he had a demo that really gave that wow factor to a customer when they sat in it. You know what I mean? It wasn't just trying to sell the customer the lineup, having it on the board, you know what I mean? You got this board right here with like 16 speakers, some up here, some down here, some down here. Well, obviously a customer is going to never go for the speakers at the bottom because they sound like total crap because A, it's called line array for a reason.
Ricocheting off your kneecaps.
So there's a reason why you always put the best speakers at the top, the most expensive speakers, and it gives them that wow factor. But I guarantee you, if you were to move those speakers from the bottom to the top and it shoots at the customer and now they're like, well, what's the difference between these two speakers? They almost sound the same. Guys, it's setting up a demo, setting up an actual practical demo that you're going to use and give that wow factor to your customers. You got to set it up. If you're going to set up a demo, I'm going to tell you right now, make sure if you're going to set up a speaker demo, it's all across the bar. I don't care what brands you have on there, but it's shooting at the same level as it is to the customer so they can actually check and test each speaker. Don't put your best speakers up here and then the ones that people could afford all the way at the bottom and always try to push the ones up here and they're like, no, they'll just go somewhere else. You want to give them an actual test. I've seen some guys actually have actual cars. It's like a little demo car on their showroom floor and you sit down in it, it's got a steering wheel, and you physically have speakers set up all around the whole vehicle and they go testing each speaker out. That's a proper demo. That's the type of stuff that you guys got to think. Once again, think outside the box.
Yeah, I love those car demos because you want to know what customers always say after you demo the car demo?
Take my wallet.
No, they just say, I want that. They don't ask you what speakers were in there. Sometimes they'll forget by the time you get to the counter. They don't ask you how many amps or what kind of wiring you use. They don't say, well, why would you use this harness versus this harness? They've just fallen in love with that sound. They fell in love with the feeling that they get, and they just say, I want that. And sometimes you bring them over to the counter, and then they're like, well, I didn't know that was a $10,000 build. That's a tremendous build you have. Maybe have something in the $5,000 range that could be similar, but you're never going to make those big ticket sales if you don't put your best foot forward and you don't put some demos like that together.
Well, I'm gonna help you out. So you get that customer, they go, I don't care, take my wallet. Literally, that's what I told Ben. Take my wallet. Here's my wallet. Take my wallet. I don't care what it costs. Then you tell them 10,000. Well, I don't know if I want that. Guys, there's financing companies out there for car audio shops. If you're a Mika, Snap, there's so many of them now. It's as easy as no money down, guys. Literally, let them handle approving it. Let them handle the chasing aspect. Let them handle everything off of the finance company. All you got to do is worry about if that customer signs on that dotted line, you do the install, you get paid. Guess what? No more. Guys, it's as easy as bring a financing company in your stores. If you don't have it, get a hold of us. We'll give you a few references. Yeah. There was one at our show also. When was it? A year ago? 2 years ago?
At the Spring Expo.
Yeah, and they literally they were like, this booth was constantly coming in and out. It's bringing different things to your stores. Bringing different ideas to stores to make you more money. I'm long-winded. I'm getting out of here.
I was going to say, yeah, we covered a lot today. Thanks for sticking around. You stuck around all the way to the end. We're going to go ahead. We're going to have some more info on some of those teasers next week. And that's it. Jonathan's already back at the desk taking calls. We'll see you guys next week.